go.
All right, what's popping, kids? It's time for the real power rankings. See what Curzy.
Yep, and I'm back as well, because of course I am. We'll be looking at the post-grace period and actually taking the DLC moves into account this time, because I was told I did not look at those last time. So, let's get started. First
All
up,
right, so
we
are
have,
we gonna start with
the first team I'm looking at. I don't see any big trades unless I'm missing any. I think Bronzong is new for Dan's team. I think Noivon's different as well. So,
Ooh, let me check.
yeah, if you have the original team list, I guess I could pull it up from the old video, because we have that. But looking at it for first minutes again, it is different.
Yeah, so he dropped Celebi for Noivern, and he dropped Registeel for Bronzong, and he picked up.
He picked up Goldgeist.
Yeah.
I liked Celebi in this team, particularly. I know we called it Mini Mew in the first video, but just because you're Mini Mew doesn't mean you're bad at all. And I think maybe some of the utility might be gone now, but I do love Bronzong. I think it brings so much to the team and to this team. What do you think about the trades?
I really do like Bronzong. It gives him a lot of versatility over Registeel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Registeel isn't
like,
the best
however,
Pokemon.
that he dropped.
Celebi?
Yeah, I don't like how he dropped Celebi, mainly because that got rid of his only other rocker.
That is true, but I am glad he picked up Noivern, because my biggest complaint with this team in the last video is that Mega Altaria was his dragon and his fairy, and he had to rely on that for both typings. Now we can have the fairy type in Mega Altaria, the steel type in Bronzong, and Noivern for dragon. I like the more versatility and the typing differential. That is a definite positive to me, but I don't know if I think stronger core outweighs the lack of the second rocker and just what Celebi brings to the table. He's now lacking a grass type, which means his water, he's Goldgeist, I guess, but Goldgeist doesn't put in as much work as Celebi and a grass fire water core.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I think Celebi was like a 50-50 drop, but he did get 2 more mons out of it. So I'm excited to see how he used it. Noivern also gives him a lot of speed.
Yeah, I'm glad to see Noivern. I think Noivern's going to do great in this team. My only problem is I'd hope Noivern and Thundurus Eye don't step on each other a little bit. But they do enough different things that I think it'll be okay. Like I said before, I think Zoroark is great in this team. Suicune's amazing. I think it's one of the best bulky waters. Typhlosion for tier 4, it may be basic, but it hits hard. I don't know much about the new Galarian Pokemon, but I know Dominican Galarian is very good.
Yeah. I think if he wants to make Zoroark work, it's going to be a little difficult because he has 1, 2, 3, and then Mega Altaria before it Mega Evolves 4 Pokemon that are weak to Stealth Rocks, and then he has 2 that resist it. So trying to come up with Zoroark tricks coming in on rocks may be a little tricky.
Bronzong gets spin, right?
Bronzong does not get spin.
So his only spin is Hitmontop, which, means his only other clears are Noivern and Thundurus, and they're both weak to rocks. And Mega Altaria, when you first bring it in, is still going to be a flying type, so they also got to watch out for that. And Ice type is weak to rocks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I do think...
So
I know heavy duty boots exist, but I think this team might have a little bit of problem in the hazards.
Definitely. Especially with Item Clause, only 1 Mon can have boots.
Yeah.
So, and Altaria is never going to have boots ever because it's a mega Pokemon. But I mean, I don't think it takes away from the team. If anything, he added more variety in terms of offense.
I think this team is better now than it was when I looked at it 2 days ago. But I also think that in some ways, I think it's going to do better overall, but I'm sad to see Celebi gone because Celebi brought a lot to this team.
Yeah, I agree.
And like we mentioned with Goldgeist the other night, as I don't hate Goldgeist as much as Bokibu does. I think Goldgeist can do a lot of fun things, and I just think that he's got a great water type, and then he's got 2 tier 4s for his water fire grass core. So does that.
Right.
Overall, I think post trades, I like this team more.
Yeah, I actually like it. I really do like it. I think it's a little bit better. I think his team was already really good.
I think we rated him very high the first time. Let me actually check where we put him. Very professional, I know. Predictions. What's that? There it is. We put Dan second place, so I think that he definitely didn't lose that second place position. I think he just more secured it in my mind so far.
Yeah. I mean, for me, this is like a solid B plus A minus team in my opinion.
Guarantee that. Yeah. I think I gave it an 85 before. I'm gonna give this a 90. I think this is an A. I think everything in this team is gonna be good. I only think Hazards might be a problem, and I think Hazards aren't as big of a deal in this generation as they used to be.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Hazards are a problem. It's probably the only problem with this team. That's why I agree. I would also give it a 90.
Yeah. Well, if we're done with Dan, let's go to our last first place, man. The Soul Sentiments with Doom. And I think Doom has the exact same team. And you know what? I'm glad. Because I still, so far, that I'm looking at, this is still my favorite team. I'm not a big fan of hyper offense, but what this team does, it does so well.
Oh, absolutely. This team is even scarier this generation. For Alligator generation, Azelf is a monster. Even more of a monster. I think it's phenomenal.
Yeah, like I definitely think I'm glad he didn't change anything, because the biggest problem would have been if he would have saw that if he would have changed some stuff, gotten rid of it or changed. I don't think it would have been as effective because I definitely do think this is a Fraligato moment. Oh, the picture did not come up on screen. Please, you just ruined my entire joke. This is definitely a Fraligato moment, and there goes Discord. And I think Fraligato is going to do great in this team.
Oh yes, absolutely. For Alligator now has fighting coverage in breaking swipe. It also has wait, not breaking swipe. That's a dragon move. For Alligator has brutal swing now. Has brutal swing. Has breaking swipe. Psychic.
It still gets D-Dance, it's got Shield Force. I really like for Alligator. I think this thing's a little underrated, and I think Tier 3 is a value pick for it. Gliscor is great. God, I mentioned. I don't think she's as good as she used to be, but I still think she's a great Psychic Fairy. I don't have much to say about this team because nothing changed. I still like this team.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This is a solid 95 team right here.
I think I gave it a 90 last time, and I'm gonna, because I think this team is better than Dan, even with his changes. I'm gonna move up to a 95. Doom, you have a great team. Just, I can't say anything bad about it, except on the special side, you might be a little frail, but your hyper offense, just punch some holes.
All right. Yeah, I mean, Fist is a great player. He drafted really well. I'm horrified of Megalopunny this generation. They got so much more stuff.
Yeah. Alright. We have the Sleepy Slums with Lelouch, and this team looks different. We got the Chomp, Tornadus, Infonate, Milotic, Florges, Rotom, Fortress, Sneasel, Appleton, and Doxus Defense. This team is completely different that I last looked at it. This was the Zam team, right?
Yes.
I like Mega Chomp. I think it's great in League format, but one of our biggest pros to your team was your synergy with Zam. And to see Zam gone, I don't like that very much.
He got rid of Zam.
And he also got rid of Weavile Zam's biggest counter. I thought that was a great synergy he had there. I liked it with the Infernape. I didn't really like Florges, but I think Florges worked with it. And I'm not seeing Appleton as his dragon, which I actually don't know what Appleton does. So I'm gonna
it is leaf seed. It has thick fat, but it's a really decent wall. I just don't like because he picked up Appleton and he got rid of Zam for another dragon. I don't know. I think Zam was too good this generation, especially getting nasty plot.
Yeah, I don't know why he dumped Zam. I think Zam was one of the best things, if not the cornerstone of his team. It's got a decent move pool. It's pretty defensive. Appleton, I can see it could be pretty useful. Mega Chomp is great. It's Garchomp, just with less speed and more attack. So,
I mean, I suppose he got rid of Zam and Garchomp for a little bit extra points, and it did give him Deoxys Defense, which is a phenomenal Pokemon.
yeah, Deoxys Defense is amazing, but I would have liked to see. I think overall, I liked his team before more. I think it was really going to be able to pull off some crazy things, and I'm kind of sad to see Zam gone, especially with the setup, because Infernape, like we said talking before, is so versatile and can check a lot of the things that Zam was going to have to deal with. And then,
Yeah, but I mean, I think people aren't realizing that Tornadus T also now has set up now with Nasty Plot, so it pretty much does a little bit similar to what Zam does now.
I mean, I guess, but I always prefer to run, at least in my opinion, I like Thoris T as a semi-support, semi-offense, because it's just got such a great supportive moveset.
Yeah, but at least now he has the option if he wants to run offensive or defensive. It gives it versatility.
Before he could have just done the same thing and had Mega Zam there. I don't think they're stepping into each other too much because Zam is your glass cannon, while Tornadus T always has that natural bulk.
That's true. That's true.
We just unevolved our Weavile to a Sneasel. Sneasel may be one of the best Little Cup Pokemon, but I don't know. Deoxys Defense, I don't have a lot of experience with Deoxys because he was typically in Ubos. But I know it's got great stats. It's got a good move pool. I'm looking
Oh yeah, the thing's there. That thing there's to be a wall. It gets toxic. It gets spikes and stealth rocks. It's gonna be a problem to try to break through.
Yeah. The first team, Dan, and here's some Haslets you might have to deal with there. I like my Milotic. It's Mini Suicune. I still don't like Florges, but I think Florges can work. I think your Dragon and your Fairy is really strong. Fortress is your primary steel. I'm still really iffy on. Your Fire, Water, Grass, though, I think is very solid. I think that's your more primary defensive core, where I think Chomp is just going to be able to tail things up. Overall, what do you think? I think post-trade, it's a completely different team, and I don't like it as much.
I'm not gonna say I don't like it. It's definitely a little bit less threatening, but it's still really solid.
Yeah, I don't hate his team. Like, it's not. I'm not like, damn, this team is awful. I just think it was better before.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know. I give this team like an 80, like a B.
I gave it an 80 before. I'm actually gonna go down to a 75, because I think it lost a lot. What made this team unique and do its own thing.
That's fair.
If that's all we have Crunch with the Moltres. Alright. Crunch, your last team was kind of all over the place. I liked it more than my co-host did. So let's look at what you've changed, because it looks very different.
Yeah, no more Mega Aggron.
We got Swamp, we got Dragonport, Grimmsnarl, Toxicroak, Heliolisk, Tangela, Escadrille, Politoed, Magmortar, and Xatu. The only things I recognize are Heliolisk, Xatu, Dragonport, and Escadrille.
Yeah, he changed pretty much everything else. I like it. I mean, he's going for the rain idea. Toxicroak, Heliolisk give him really good like recovery in the rain.
He definitely went full rain. Grimmsnarl has got great utility. and I think it hits decently hard if it needs to. But I think it's more, at least to me, a utility mon. Dragapult's so new. I'm curious to see what he's gonna do with it. I do like the move pool, and I think the abilities it gets are a little lackluster, but I do think that they can catch you off guard. I still hate Escadrill. I love it. It's great Pokemon, but god do I hate it. Toxicroak I think is very underrated. It gets dry skin, so it's going to work on your rain setup. I think your team is much, much better.
It is much better. It is going to be a little predictable because he is going to be bringing Politoed and Swampert every game pretty much.
And
but aside from that,
I would have liked to have seen a flying type to try to check some of these grass types, because Magmortar is going to have his damage cut in the rain, and that's not ideal.
There is a new ability, a new item called Utility Umbrella. I think if he holds that, it might bypass the rain.
I mean, that's cool and all, but I'm pretty sure Magmortar would much rather have a Life Orb. Or
that's true. But at least it gives him an option outside of rain.
Yeah, I that's good. And I know I'm almost positive Swampert gets Ice Punch, and I know Politoed gets Ice Beam. We have Toxicroak, who's a poison type, so he can take care of those grass types. I would have just liked to have seen a flying type, because doesn't Hurricane have 100% accuracy in the rain?
Yes, it does.
I would have loved to seen a flying type. I know we brought up Dragonite a lot last time, but if he had Dragonite over Dragapult, oh my god, would that have been good.
Absolutely. I think he wanted Dragapult because it's like it's super fast and it has just that versatility. It can go physical or special.
Dragapult is not to insult Dragapult anything. I feel like it was back in when last gen came out. Everybody was so hyped for Kokomomo. When I personally think it's an awful Pokemon, but everybody was like, "No, Maki, it's great. You gotta believe in it." So what if it's weak to Quad Fairy? It's got a great stat spread and 2 signature moves. I think Dragapult's better than someone like Kokomomo, but I think he still has that same new pseudo wow vibe. So,
actually, because I do have a lot of experience with this Pokemon, it is very, very versatile. Just because it can run screens, because it does have light screen and reflect. It can run Will-O-Wisp Hex. It can run Specs. It can run Choice Band if it wants. Dragon Dance. I think it does have the versatility to live up to a tier 1 name.
Because what I've seen from it so far, my very limited experience with it, I've been thoroughly disappointed in it. I think that the last few generations have made really lackluster pseudos, and the last one I really think lived up to the pseudo name was Hydreigon. Everything after that's been kind of meh. But maybe Dragapult can bring back the pseudo and the pseudo legendary.
Yeah, I'm actually excited if Crunch can show us what's up, see what he has in store for it.
Yeah. Tangela, slap an EV light on it. It's a tier 4. I don't mind it for a tier 4 pick. I think it's surprisingly bulky.
The one thing I don't like is that
you're going to be running EV light. That's a flying type. Boom.
Oh yeah. But it doesn't get Hurricane, unfortunately.
Sad face.
The thing I have a problem with Tangela is that its main form of recovery is going to be Synthesis, and Synthesis is halved in range.
Yeah. So that is a definite problem. I didn't even think about that. Crunch, this team is so much better. If you would have gone into it with Rain in mind originally, I think you probably could have had one of the best setups, because I love weather teams. I typically draft weather teams. I didn't this time, and I'm kind of regretting it because, like I said, I love weather teams. I hate the weather wars, and I love weather teams. When did I stop playing competitive? I bet you guys never guess. This team no longer has a glaring Earthquake weakness. I now only see Toxicroak, Heliolisk, Excadrill, and Magmortar. And he still kind of has a huge Earthquake weakness. Looking at it again, you only resist is Tangela and Xatu. So yeah, ground weakness. Does he? His Dragapult does. It's a dragon. Overall, I like your team much more, Crunch. Watch out for the Earthquakes. Set up some rain. I wish you had Hurricane.
Yeah.
That's really all I can say. I know Grace is over, but I don't think Tangela is, because of the Synthesis, is going to be the best. I know you don't want to duplicate flying. I know it's probably not a best tier 4 Hurricane user, but maybe pick up a different grass type because Synthesis in the rain and since it's your bulky Eviolite user might be a problem.
That's true. That's true. He could because everybody still has 3 trades. If no one drafted Volcanion, I think Volcanion would go perfect. That's a better fire type than Magmortar.
Yeah. I wasn't even going to bring up Magmortar because I don't even know what tier this thing is. I like Magmortar, like design wise. I think I brought this up in another video. There's a lot of people I like design wise that I don't think shine as much as they could. It's because Magmortar's abilities are very sad, and it doesn't get much coverage. I think some of the best coverage it gets is like some Thunderbolts. Clear Smog is what I'm looking at. Maybe get some new stuff in the leaked move list. Let me check that one before I just go in on this thing. Magmortar.
It gets Weather Ball, so you can kind of use it in the rain.
Okay, I do enjoy that. That actually I think makes it very good. I wish it got Darkest Lair like Electivire did, but we got Mystic Fire instead. It gets EQ, but I think it's got higher special attack. It does get stuff like Rock Slide and Power Up Punch if you're trying to be a little bit more cheeky. And I'm not saying anything, but I just see this thing got Belly Drum, and that would catch me off guard if you had a Belly Drum Magmortar.
Oh wow, I didn't even know I got that.
Either did I. And its attack is only like 30 less than its special attack, and once you set up that Belly Drum, it won't matter. So there is that. Overall, I like your new team. Would have liked to see a Hurricane user and maybe a different grass type. I'm gonna rate this team a 75.
I'm actually gonna stand with you right there around a 75 as well.
Yeah. We have me, and I've said I wasn't gonna change my team at all because I stick to my guns. I'm not too happy with it. I like Flygon over the other weird thing I had before, just because I'm more used to it. I have some plans. I know I have a huge ice weakness, but no more HP ice.
I think you guys were hard on your team when you guys made the initial video. First of all, I do think that Drizzle is a little bit better than Flygon for your team because it gives your team a little bit more offensive presence with Bolt. But I think your team's going to be so hard to break through, very, very difficult. Because especially on the physical side, because you have Alolan Persian with the fur coat, you have Avalugg, Slowbro, Intimidate on Arcanine, Jirachi, which resists so many things, and then Diancie as a rock type resists so many things. People are going to have a hard time breaking through your team.
Yeah, I'm really comfortable with. But I've used Mega Diancie once before. Voch is my mascot, so that says something. I've used Flygon once before. I've used Crobat before, and I've used Breloom before. A lot of the new Pokemon I wanted to use got sniped, so I kind of fell back on old reliables. So I may have that big ice weakness, but I know how to use a lot of these Pokemon really well, so that's gonna come into my favor at least a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think you have to worry about ice weakness because you do have 4 resists in Avalugg, Slowbro, Arcanine, and Jirachi.
Yeah, I'm the only probably my biggest complaint of my team is I would have loved a different, like, I don't mind Flygon, but I truly wanted something like Hydreigon or Haxorus. Those are the 2 I was gunning for, and they were both taken from me like 2 rounds before. So I'm a little disappointed on my Dragon, but I like Flygon. He's the Mirage Pokemon. He gets D-Dance now. Let's do it, my boy.
It's always had D-Dance.
It's got D-Dance. I don't mind my team. Like I said, it's not my favorite. I didn't draft Weather this season, which I'm kind of sad about. I would have loved some Sand for my Diancie, but can't always have Weather. And Sand and Weather makes you predictable. Like, I know I said I like Crunch for the Weather, but that will also add that predictability to him as, hey, he needs rain to truly make his team shine. I do have good hazard removal, which is good. I always worry about hazards a lot. That's why I bring them up when I do my reviews. Because I think even with the heavy duty boots, hazards are a huge problem. I wanted webs, I didn't get webs, and I think that's really going to hurt me in the long run because Diancie really would love webs to shine.
It does, but Deante's already like super fast, so I think you can make it work without webs. But you do have a couple tailwind users.
I wasn't going to bring that up, but yeah, I know. Another reason why I picked up Flygon, because it got that. I have some plans. I'm really glad I got Slowbro, because the water type, I didn't know what I wanted, and I saw it in Tier 3, and I'm like, you know, Slowbro's great. I'm really glad to see what Slowbro can do, because I used Mega Slowbro once back in 6th Gen in a draft, and I haven't touched the Pokemon since then.
Yeah, Slowbro's great, especially with the high defense stat, and now it gets body press, so you can run that kind of scary set.
Like I said, I'm very mixed on my team. It's my team, so I'm going to be harsh on myself, like you said yourself, that we probably will. What do you think I rank up?
I think your team is like, in terms of bulk, it's like a solid E+.
Yeah,
you lack a little bit of off.
I do lack a little
other
bit
than
of
that,
offense, but I got plans. A man doesn't show all of his secrets in his own PR. I definitely think I was harder on myself last time. I'm going to say a 75. What do you think I would stack up?
I think you're at an 85 in my opinion.
Well, thank you. Are you writing down my scores too, or just yours?
Yeah, I'm writing them down too.
Okay, cool. So that's me. I do like the Flygon more than the Dracozolt. I'll probably use that thing in Lattle. Maybe I was a little harsh on it, but I don't know what it was doing, and I like Flygon more. It gets Tailwind. I'll just be honest there. That was one of the key reasons I didn't want to bring up, but you caught me. So we have Psychos with the slower Poké. I didn't catch that last time. I enjoyed that. With Mega Gold, Ferrothorn, Toxtricity, Zygarde, Lycanroc, Jellicent, Charizard, Chansey, Hitmonlee, Slowpup, and Blastoise. This is the Gen 1 guy. I'm up now. I think his team's almost the same.
Yeah, it is the same. I love this guy's team, and I love that he picked Lycanroc. Lycanroc got so much new stuff this generation.
I was, if you watched the part when I talked about him, I was pro Lycanroc. Pokemon didn't like Lycanroc. I think Lycanroc is really a great Pokemon, just thoroughly. It's got the stab priority. It's got utility. Even if you're gonna suicide lead this thing, you can get rocks and then a Celerock something. It's just, I like this Pokemon.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And this was the one that has Tough Claws, so all of its contact moves are gonna be boosted, and the new moves it's got are just insane. Play Rough, Close Combat, Psychic Fangs. Yeah, Psychic Fangs is a big one. This thing is gonna be a monster.
Yeah, I always kind of liked Lycanroc ever since it was introduced in Sun and Moon. Hell, I shiny hunted for it. It's one of the few 6th Gen Pokemon I shiny hunted for. I always thought it looked cool, and I loved its moveset and the whole combat with it. I guess me getting more the aesthetic of it, why I'm praising Lycanroc, but I definitely think that its Dusk was what it needed, because Lycanroc Midnight, in my opinion, is awful. Sadly, that's what my shiny is, because I played Moon. And the Lycanroc normal was good, but it was missing a little bit. And Lycanroc Dusk is perfect. It gets woke up now, so it has setup. Oh, this thing is... It even gets Swords Dance, too. Woo! I think it always got a Swords Dance, actually, now that I think about it. But...
Yeah. And then Charizard now having Hurricane is absolutely scary. And then obviously Shell... Yeah. And then Shell Smash on Blastoise. And then 2 Unburden users in Hitmonlee and Slurpuff. Yeah, Sticky Webs from Slurpuff, which is really good. Sticky Webs is really going to help out Toxtricity, and Mega Gardevoir, I have nothing but good things to say about it. I drafted it in another league, and it just clicks buttons and it takes
Yeah, I like Mega Gold. I think it was much stronger on 6th and 7th Gen than she is today, but I don't think that takes her down in any aspect. I just think there's more walls and more options. Probably my biggest problem is I know I said I liked Zydoge in the last one. I still do, but I would have liked to have seen a different dragon, personally.
Absolutely. I think, yeah, Zydog's a little too frail to be your only dragon, but I think the rest of his team kind of makes up for it, at least a little bit.
Like, Zydoge gets the Zygon moves, it still gets D-Dance. It just... And Ferrothorn is extremely defensive, and then God of War has that little bit of bulk, so it can come in with the rest of its core. It's just... I think it would be very predictable, and if one out-of-place move would take away 60% of its health, and then he can't set up a D-Dance, and then there is no late game sweep.
Absolutely. So, but I mean, I'm confident that he has the skill to make it work, though.
Oh, definitely. I still like this team. I rated, I think, 6th or 7th place overall. I think it's a good team. I think Charizard's a little underwhelming. I know you said he gets the new moves. It's just that when it's not Mega, its base stats aren't the best. It is a Gen 1 Pokemon after all, and I know a lot of people love it. But Megazord's a god. Base Char is a little weak.
I think people give it a hard time because of their previous experience with it, but now with heavy duty boots, it's not weak to rocks anymore. It gets Swordsdance, it gets Belly Drum, it gets a lot of cool stuff.
I want to say this, just because heavy duty boots exist doesn't make a quad weakness to rocks any more forgivable, in my opinion. Because let's say I'm running Charizard and they have rocks on, I'm using heavy duty boots. That is a life orb, a choice band, an offensive item I'm not allowed to use. So we have to cut Charizard, because using Charizard as a DPS, you're cutting down his overall damage. You're going to have to make up for that damage deficit somehow.
I mean, it gets Dragon Dance. It does get other moves. I mean, it's the same thing with Volcarona. Like, Volcarona, it had a hard time because of rocks, but, like, it's even better now.
Yeah, but Volcarona had the stats to back it up.
I think even though Charizard isn't immediately threatening, it has coverage. It has so many good coverage moves that I think it's something to watch out for.
Charizard's blesses is that Game Freak loves the thing, so it loves giving it everything. So luckily you have the coverage, and I think Hurricane's definitely going to help it. But I don't know.
And then you got Chansey, I don't know why anyone would draft Chansey in draft, but I'm annoyed at it just looking at it.
Chansey's good. I've run Chansey before. Chansey's pretty solid.
I already know everyone's gonna have a hard time breaking it. It's just gonna be so annoying.
Yeah, Chansey's great. It's my opinion. It's one of the best walls overall. And what's also funny, he has another one in my opinion. It's the best walls overall in a Ferrothorn. So this team is fat. You have the Gaian Rock, who can even be a revenge killer if you don't want to run him as a suicide lead. You have the late game sweep on Zygarde, Toxtricity with that overcharge and his signature electric move, and Boom Bust. Webs, I like this team. I think maybe more now that I'm looking at it again.
Oh yeah, Webs makes this just having Webs makes this team scary, even if you don't even bring in everything. This team's gonna be hard because Mega Guard is an absolute monster.
You have Jellicent for the spin block. Maybe one of my only big complaints is that you kept the double water types. I know they do many different things, but to me, Blastoise feels a little redundant. Because he's a secondary spinner, he's a secondary water type. I know you got that new Shell Smash, but you could have picked up... You don't have an electric type, man. I think an electric type might have really helped you out here. You have a Toxtricity.
Yes, Toxtricity, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, maybe something else. Maybe, could have picked up a utility mon or something. You could have picked up Thievul. Thievul's a lot like a Alolan Potion, except it's a little bit frailer, and you can get that still parting shot into your Zygarde or your God of War.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and Psychos, if you're watching this and you're using Mega Gardevoir, you're going to have to run Hyper Beam one of these weeks. Because it's so strong.
I've done that before. It's so fun. It's such a civil rights beam that no one ever... Like, they always know you could run Hyper Beam, but no one expects the Hyper Beam. And then you just OHKO something, and it's so...
And then I love it. I mean, I didn't realize how fast it was. Base 100 speed is really good.
Mecha God is great. It's like I said,
Yeah,
it's definitely not as good as I think it once was back in 6th gen and even 7th gen, but I still like Mega God. It's not my favorite Mega, but I definitely like it.
really, I think it's better. The fact that I got Mystical Fire this generation really adds a lot to it.
I think that what's fighting isn't as like back in 6th gen, Mega God had a check for basically all of the big threats it had to do. And 7th
Mm,
gen with Z moves, it didn't really have to worry about some of those because it was bulky. Uh, I just think that it's not going to be as effective as it used to be.
that's fair. I mean, it's all on the user. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
because yeah, he could have a lot of trouble with it if he just plays it recklessly. But in the right hands, Mega Gardevoir is still one of the best out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just you got to be careful. A lot of steel types in this league, and God is one to take an eye on head.
Absolutely not.
But Psychos, I like your team. I'm giving you a 85. Show that the princess is still a good mega, and I want to see a Zydoge sweep. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it like maybe a little bit above. I'm gonna give it like an 87.
I do round numbers, so expect that from me. Uh, Now we have Zeddy, which, like I said, I'll say Zeddy again. We go from the princess to the prince. We have the Knight of Ono, good old Mega Glade. We got Coco, Hydreigon, Moltres, Roserade, Gastro, Cobalion, Umbreon, Miltank, Vikavolt, and Excavalier. Wow.
I know he did pick up this Cavalier. I forgot what he traded. I'm actually gonna check right now. He traded. Um,
Now, personally, I love Mega Glade. I think this thing's kind of slept on. Uh, I think it's such a good Pokemon.
oh yeah, he got rid of Sneasel.
Yeah, 'cause the other guy has Sneasel now.
Okay.
I think that's good for him, actually, because he had Umbreon. Uh, I like Mega Glade a lot. It's got good coverage, it's got good stats, 1 SD, and nothing's living. Uh,
I mean, nothing really lives it and to begin with. That's 165 attack.
Only problem is it's a little slow and you can't sculf it. But hey, Moltres gets
Glade?
Tailwind.
Glade's really fast.
I think I thought it was like base. I thought it was a little slow. I thought it was just slow enough that it might run into a problem.
A regular Glade is kind of slow. Mega Glade's fast.
Maybe
It's like
that's
base
what I'm.
one
Maybe that's what
twenty
I'm thinking
something.
of. Mega Glade is
It's fairly
base
fast.
110. That's what it is. It was base 110,
Yeah.
which is really good. But it can. I've run into problems a little bit with that base 110 speed. I would have loved. I know we're saying he's fast, but I would have loved to see Webs here. Webs and 1SD Glade sweeps. You win. Just straight up. You win.
I mean, he has Vikavolt, so that is an option.
He does have. I forget Vikavolt gets Webs. Alright. Yeah, no, see, I like it, Zeddy. I like it. I like Gastrodon a lot. I know it's very predictable, but it's a great wall and a good water type. I like Cobalion. I'm pretty meh on the 5th gen legendaries design-wise and lore-wise, but I think Cobalion is really strong competitively.
Oh, Cobalion is amazing. So what people don't understand about Cobalion is just that you can run it physical or special because its attack and its special attack are exactly the same. And it gets bulk up and it gets calm mind.
Yeah. I tend to think of this thing more as a physical tackle, but I've also seen a vacuum wave Cobalion, which caught me off guard. That was
Yeah,
that was the time.
yeah. This thing gets flash cannon. It gets steel beam. It gets focus blast. I believe it gets dark pulse. I know it gets volt switch.
I could have sworn I got Dog Balls. Moltres is a hell of a lot better now with heavy duty boots. I know I said I don't really want to bring those up a lot, but I will for Moltres' case because I think it truly shines because of that.
Oh yeah, the flame body from Moltres. Because his Firewater Grass core, they all have reliable recovery. Gastrodon with recover, Roserade with synthesis, Moltres with root, and then they're all just really bulky. This team's going to be really hard to break through, and he has the power to back it up with Hydreigon and Glade.
Yeah.
I'm excited. And then he has the Wish Passing from Umbreon. He has Heal Bell with Miltank. And I guess Heal Bell from Umbreon as well.
Yeah.
Um,
I think last time we talked about this team, Book was the harsh on Umbreon. I think Umbreon's good. I know it's predictable, but it's definitely does its job fucking amazingly. I really don't have much to say about this team. I've said my piece about it before. I don't like Coco. I don't really like how it plays or anything. I know it's really strong. I don't know.
I don't know. It gets play rough. It gets close combat now.
I just
So
don't like Coco. I know it's strong. I'm never gonna say it's not strong. I was never a big fan of the Guardians. I thought they were kind of meh.
I don't know. I've never really liked Coco either. It's not really that strong in my opinion. Everybody in the Discord already knows but it gives him a lot of
I
speed.
used Finny like once, and I was kind of disappointed. I'm like, I would have rather had a different water type. I like Roserade a lot. I think it's strong. I like its coverage, its versatility. You can run an offensive supportively. Vikavolt webs. I think Escavalier might get webs too. And Motank is got some. What's it called?
Miltank, it gets Heal Bell, it gets Milk Drink. I know it gets Sap Sipper as its ability, Thick Fat as its ability.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very good defensively. It has base 100 speed. It's pretty fast.
Yeah. I like his team. I'm probably going to give you, I'm going to say, I don't think it's as good as the Gold team. I'm going to give that an 85. Somebody that's an 80. I do like his Fairy Dragon Steel Core a lot. Does he have a water type? He does have Gastro. Yeah, I'm going to give him an 80.
I actually 100% agree. An 80 is just around where it's at.
It's good. I do see some flaws in it, but I think if you play around those flaws, it can do quite well. Alright, Muffy. Muffy was very, very defensive of his team after the last PL.
I already am pissed off at Muffy for not drafting Ducklet. We put up the vote. He said he wanted Ducklet, and he didn't even draft Ducklet.
Yeah, you know. Metacham. Mega Metacham is great.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Hey, isn't this your mascot he has here?
Cinderace. Yes, it is. Cinderace didn't really fit on the team that I wanted this season, but he took it.
Kiss, Queen, Magneton, Kingdra, Superior, Obstagoon, and Masquerain. This team is different. Cinderace wasn't here last time. I think he got rid of something pretty good. Magneton's new. Kingdra's new.
I am actually checking right now. Oh, he had Skarmory instead of Cinderace. And then he had Porygon 2 instead of Magneton, and he traded Quagsire for Kingdra.
That's straight up. I think that all three of his trades has made his team worse.
I don't know. I disagree. I think giving him I don't know. I was excited for Quagsire because it does get a lot of good moves.
You guys are all underestimating the Sile. And Quagsire, I think, is better than Kingdra. Kingdra, I know it's got D-Dance, and you want that offensive presence, that's fine. But you cannot underestimate Unaware Recover Quagsire. And HP Grass
of course, I agree.
HP Grass is gone now. So not everything can break through Quagsire.
Exactly. And Quagsire, I was excited for this to be the kill leader because it gets Stockpile. So, I was excited to see, a Stockpile Recover Whirlpool trapping set.
Yeah, no, Quagsire is extremely underrated. There's a reason why it was an OU for the longest time. And I like Magneton. I think Porygon was better because it didn't have the weaknesses that came along with it. I guess you do get Steel type, Stab, and Electric Stab. I think Porygon was better. Cinderace, I'm not a furry, so I'm not the biggest fan of it. Don't mean to attack you there, Cozy. But why would you get rid of your Defogger, your Spike Setter, your just all-around great tank for Cinderace? It's not like you really need hazard removal for your team.
I think because he already has two defoggers in Superior and Togekiss, um, and like aside from setting up hazards, Skarmory doesn't really do anything else.
Uh,
Cinderace, on the other hand, has court change, so it's very hard to get up hazards against this team. It also has an amazing move pool.
Skarmory it's like when I was talking about Dragonite before. There's a certain weight that Dragonite carries with it, and I think Skarmory has that same weight with it. It's extremely good. It's a classic mon that when someone sees it, you get a little worried. It's like, okay, I gotta prep on the Skarmory. It doesn't have a lot of weaknesses, and as Corviknight showed us again, Steel Flying is such a good typing, and I think it really worked well with his team. And maybe I'm just undervaluing Cinderace, but he doesn't need the hazard removal that much. He has the defoggers. Court change. It's not like he's running a Volcarona or he's running a Mega Char Y. He's not. We're not worried about the hazards.
I mean, is court change? People just think about it just as hazards, but it also changes everything else. So if let's say he's coming up against screens, court change gives his team screens. It gives his team. It steals tailwind. It steals a lot of stuff.
Which is useful, and I think is a great check. But okay, let's say that you're theoretically you set up with you're trying to set up with Superior, right? You've Leaf Storm something. They set up Light Screen, and you don't want to stay in anymore because they've revealed Flamethrower or something. So you're gonna bring in your Cinderace, and then you have to court change. It's gonna be predictable, and I'd say they're gonna HP you, but HP's not here anymore. So I think there's a lot of switching that's going to be coming out. And let's say maybe they have rocks in and you need to bring Cinderace in on rocks. He's going to take the damage because he is weak to rocks.
Unless he runs boots. I think Cinderace has the option to play that mind game. Like, okay, is he going to court change here or is he going to click U-turn here?
Skarmory gets U-turn. I think there's some value in a slow U-tunnel. You have that slow U-tunnel. I think you can do some fun stuff with Togekiss there. You had Masquerain. You had Obstagoon who can stall. I don't like his team as much at this point. The reason I'm not bringing up Togekiss and Medicham as much is because I talked about them at length before. So I'm bringing up the changes more. And this team went from, I think I rated it decently high. Like, I know I was nicer to it then. Yeah, I gave this team a 65 last time. I'm going to go down to a 60. No, I'm going to do a 55. I do not like this team as much. I think you've lost too much utility. And I think Cinderace has utility, but you need to be 3 steps ahead. And even then, it's more of a field tactics. And I think the field tactics that come along with Skarmory fit your team more. You've also lost an insanely amount of bulk by losing Skarmory for Cinderace.
That's true. But I wouldn't judge him that harshly because he also got a lot of offense with it. Cinderace has an offensive presence. He has Magneton, which can run Analytic. It can run Magnet Pull. And Kingdra gets Hurricane now, so if he sets up Rain, it's even scarier.
But no one else would be on it. He'd be setting a brain just for Kingdra. And I have a problem with something like that where it's like, okay, this Pokemon does great in Rain. So he's going to have to set it the rain himself, which is going to take a ton, and you have to lose a move slot. And then I'm going to guess you're either going to run a setup move, so D-Dance, so I think it gets Calm Mind. And then, okay, with the Hurricaning, Hydro Pumping, or Dragon Pulse. Like, you can't bring all 3, because you have to have the rain and your setup move. I think you took the fat L on here, Muffy. I give you a 55.
I'll give him the benefit of doubt and give him a 60.
I saw the man who actually drafted Ducklet. We got Sep, Victini, Wash, Silvally, Cofagrigus, Electros, Clefairy, Mudstale, and Ducklet. This team looks the exact same, so I think I'm going to be quite brief on it. I don't like Sceptile. I said this before, but I think he's a good core. Apparently, Silvally gets Defog, so
yeah, it's always gotten Defog.
That's cool. I like Cofagrigus with its Mummy ability. It's fun. Taking away abilities can be very important, especially on something like Galarian Domanitan. Levitate, fun stuff like that. Electros is extremely undervalued with zero weaknesses and move pool. Clefable is a monster. Heracross is so good.
Oh yeah, Heracross is amazing.
Mudsdale, it's alright. I looked it up before. It seems just like it's just gonna kind of eat some hits, launch off an Earthquake, and hey, Ducklet's a defoggle.
It is a defogger. I think Mega Sceptile is underrated, especially now, because Mega Sceptile now gets Dragon Dance, so it improves even greater on his physical side. He and it grants you an electric immunity outside of Mudsdale because of Lightning Rod.
I rated his team in. Oh, go ahead.
I don't know. I think this team is very scary. Obviously, the Heracross. Heracross gets spikes now, so now he has spike support. I think this team is just very all-around offensively scary because Victini can run Band or Spec. Sceptile is very hard to prep against.
It sucks.
Clefable
is very hard for it, but it's still a monster. I gave this an 85 last time, so the team doesn't change. I'm still gonna keep with the 85. I like it. I like the core. Show me Sceptile can be a Chad because I don't like it.
Really, I think looking at the team alone, I think this team's a solid 90. This team's very scary. Outside of the Ducklet, at least.
I'm just saying that says something about the team when you can take the meme pick and still get an 85 and a 90. It was placed third over. Excuse me, placed third overall. Ice Photo, I like the team. Do you have anything else to say about it? It didn't change a whole lot, so I don't want to re-say what I've said before.
Yeah.
I like it. Let's get some V-Crate for the Victory Pokemon.
Yeah, Victini is great. I love it. Excited to see you use it.
Okay, AZ. What do we got? Oh, yes.
Oh.
It's the
AZ, I already know how this guy plays, and this is going to be a tough team to break through. Mega Scizor is just so bulky and has the offensive presence to back it up.
I liked this team before. I know he was placed rather low, but that wasn't because I disliked it. It's more of I think it was lacking synergy. I think he's changed some things. And I'll let you guys will tell me about what Blaziken's new moveset gets. Chomp and Sizzle are good. I think Scolopede's new. I like Scolipede a lot.
Actually, he didn't make any trades. This is his original team.
Same team? Well, then... Yeah. Before I gave him a 65, but I looked at the move list, and I'm probably going to move up to a 75, because just at the utility I've seen some of these mons get, and you backing up his battling prowess, I think on that alone I'll give him the 10 more points. I still think he's missing a little bit of that synergy that he could really use. I think Hazard's setting up and removal might be a little bit of a problem. You don't have anything that really wants to take a fire move for Scizor.
That's true. For Hazard, I think he's fine because he has rocks on Scizor, Garchomp, Gligar. He has spikes on... No, he has T-spikes on Scolipede. I think his defogger is Whimsicott, Gligar, Mega Scizor. I think he has options. I really like the Regigigas. I really like it.
I want to see it get played.
Because people don't like Regigigas because slow start drops your attack and your speed. But those are the only two stats that it lowers. It can also, because it gets body press now. So it has that immediate offensive presence.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a 75. Looking at the moves and with Cozy backing you up and saying you're a Chad, then let's see it.
Yeah, I'm going to give it an 85.
Suburtus. Ah, yes. Latias. This team is the same. Is it not?
It is the same, I believe.
Where did I put you down last time? I gave you a 80, and I can see why. I like Megahera. Latias just got even more broken because that's Breakcore even more. I love the Toadstool. I think Swallow can do some fun stuff. We have Hoopa, who is very frail, but it can hit hard. Comfey, which, like I said before, sucks as the only fairy. I think can do a lot of fun things, but as a primary fairy, isn't ideal. I like Tangrowth, I like Empoleon. Skuntank is definitely, oh shit, I need a Defoggle. But you already had Rotom Heat, so I don't know why you did that, and I think Rhydon is amazing.
I actually like Skuntank because it doesn't need to run boots to be a defogger, whereas Rotom Heat really benefits a lot from the boots.
I still think
I'm
you
actually,
run lefties on your Rotom.
I mean, Rotom it can run so many sets. It can run Leftovers, Specs, Scarf,
Rotom Heat
Boots.
is one of my favorite Pokemon in competitive drafts, so don't,
Yeah.
I love that thing.
Yeah, it's really good. I actually have to disagree. I think Comfey, even as a primary fairy, can put in a lot of work because it has utility in aromatherapy, and then just people are doubting its ability because Draining Kiss, especially with a Calm Mind or a Life Orb, it gets Giga Drain, it gets U-Turn, it gets Defog. I really like it.
I like Comfey, like I said this before. I'm just saying, when Fairy is such a scary offensive typing. Like, you can... Stuff like Kill and Black can go down to one player if it's played correctly. And I think you need to have a strong Fairy type on your team. It's one of those few things I think you need because of how much good a typing is. And to have your only Fairy typing be Comfey is a little worrisome, but Treefage will carry you.
Well, yeah, Comfey does have the offensive presence because it does have Calm Mind. Even with just one Calm Mind or just a Life Orb, it's going to start breaking through dragons fairly easily. But it's one of those things where it depends on the player. Not everyone can play it right. I drafted it before. It's not the easiest thing to use for me. So it's all preference.
I got a late game sweep with it. It was the last live. I killed the last 3 members of the team. It definitely does its job well, but I also had another fairy type with it, so I didn't truly rely on it, and I liked being able to have the choice.
Yeah, it can also run a trapping set because I know it gets a wrap. You can run like a wrap toxic synthesis kind of set if you want to trap something. So it has options, and I'm excited to see him use it.
I think I'll be giving him an 80.
Yeah, I agree. An 80 is right there.
This team, the Atlantic City Altaria.
So Don has made some trades.
God, I hope so. I see that he kept the biggest problem with his team, though. And
he dropped.
And he kept Mega Aerodactyl. There were so many Megas traded and dropped. You had such an opportunity to pick up not that. But you kept it. So, you get my respect for keeping an awful Mega.
I don't think it's awful. It gets Stone Edge. It has the Fang moves. It gets Crunch. It has Dragon Dance now, so you can run like some bulky with Dragon Dance. Because remember, like Aerodactyl is absurdly fast, so he doesn't really have to run a lot of speed on it every week. I don't know. I think he just has it there for immediate offensive. Its biggest niche is gone because it doesn't have Pursuit anymore. Because as a Pursuit Trapper, Mega Aerodactyl was really good doing that. But outside of that, I don't hate it.
I think you might have. Okay, I think it's better than something like Mega Camerupt, but I think you have more fun running something like Mega Camerupt. Hell, Mega Glalie.
Whoa, hold on. Don't say anything about Mega Camerupt, okay? Mega Camerupt is a beast.
I just said I liked Mega Camerupt. I just said that I think Mega Camerupt, Mega Glalie, what are the other awful Megas?
Mega Camerupt isn't awful though.
Okay,
don't put it in the awfuls.
The low tier Megas.
That's true. Ampharos.
Ampharos would have been more effective. I think Abomasnow would have been better. Bayonet. Oh my god. This Pokemon has no coverage. It's super frail. It's fast, but it doesn't have the oomph to back it up. It's an awful typing. I don't want to get. I don't want
Yeah, I'm not a
to.
fan of the
I
typing.
don't want to rip into Mega Aerodactyl again. But it just. Ah. Bulu Greninja Heatran is a great waterfile grass core. Very bulky. You got the speeding Greninja, the versatility in Bulu, and just the pure bulk and Heatran. I like Sableye. I think that's new. Pylo can be fun. I like Espeon for the magic bounce. You got webs. And I like Gudra.
Oh yeah, Guja's phenomenal. I never actually looked at Guja's stats until one day I was like, let me just look at this thing, and it had 150 special defense. It has no reason having that much,
Yeah,
but it
like I know I
has it,
said
and
earlier
I'm
that I think
excited
after
for it.
Hydreigon, most of the pseudos were underwhelming, and I'm really iffy on Gudra because I think it's got the stats to back it up, but its move pool and just it's not the best pseudo.
It isn't the best, but actually it has a versatile move pool. It gets water, dragon, poison coverage, fire coverage. It gets earthquake. It's very
I
versatile. I
like
like
Gudra.
it.
I definitely do. I think I gave this team a 40 last time, and that might have been a little harsh. I'm still only gonna give this team like a 50 because I still think it's the worst in the league. But I don't think Bulu Greninja Heatran can carry this team. Yeah, you got Galvantula, which the one thing no one ever complains about with Mega Aerodactyl is its speed.
Where's
So
his hazard removal? I just realized his
he doesn't have
only
any.
hazard removal is, oh no, aside from Espeon, which has magic bounce.
Yeah, no, this team
Oh
is
no.
just abysmal. Uh,
Yeah, after seeing that, I have to get knock some points off just for that. I don't know. I was gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. I was gonna give him like a 65. I think he's like at a 55.
I'm giving him a 50. You traded some stuff. I know you called me out in chat for saying I didn't like your team, and you're right. I don't, man. It's nothing personal. I like Gudra. I like Galvantula. Those are two great Pokemon. Uh, just you should have traded your Mega when you had the chance. Uh, I think you could have maybe tried to make the Bulu Greninja, Heatran Core, your Cornerstone. Maybe pick up a slow Omega who's gonna hit like a truck for your webs, and then you can get those magic bounces in there with Espeon and Sableye. I see the inner workings of an idea, but there's no glue. You have two pieces of bread with no peanut butter.
I agree.
I'm gonna get
And he
swept
sniped
by.
Bulu from me. That's why I hate him too. Is that he sniped
He took
Bulu from me
Galvantula
round
from
one.
he took Galvantula from me too. So there's that. I would have loved those webs. Moving on, we have you.
All right, all right. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me your
Your
thoughts.
team is different.
Yeah, I got rid of Scizor for Claydol and Sceptile.
You got rid of Sizzle for Claydon. Ooh, I liked the Sizzle, man.
So my thought process, because initially I didn't even draft this team, so I actually traded it right away. My initial draft was Mega Garchomp with Gigalith, and then I traded it for Mega Mawile, and then Scizor, oh no, Mega Mawile, and then Duraludon. Um, and the reason why I traded away Scizor is because I already have a Defogger and Rotom-Mow, and I figured, okay, well I can just have a Spinner in Claydol, and I'll be fine. And I also wanted a Ground type.
So this is what I'll say about your team. You have Lele, which I think is a double-edged sword in a lot of ways. Lele is a great equalizer. No one gets to move first, which is a good thing and a bad thing. You got rid of your Sizzle, which I think was one of the best Pokemon you had. I know you have Mega Mall, but Sizzle does enough unique things that it can justify being there, and it had priority, which you weren't gonna be able to use. But I'm sad to see it gone. I don't like that you have. I guess you have, Mega Mall is your steel and your fairy. I don't like that. I like that you have two dragons.
Lele. I have Lele as a fairy as well.
You're correct. I take that back. Uh, I hate you for Toxapex. Draft a real Pokemon.
I wanted to draft Bulu Pex. I really wanted
Yeah,
to,
I'm
and then
glad you didn't get that. Keep that shit in 6th gen. 7th gen. Uh, Other than that, I think your team is gonna be very annoying. I don't know why Mega Mallwire isn't banned. That's my question. You took Haxorus from me, so fuck you. Uh,
Um, so the thing with priority, you guys are saying like I can't use Bullet Punch from Scizor and Sucker Punch from Mawa on terrain, is that it's actually a lot easier to play around in this generation because Defog gets rid of terrain.
you don't want to defog your own terrain though.
I'm saying, but situationally, and also, I know normally you shouldn't get rid of your secrets in PR, but I'm gonna get rid of the secret because no one's gonna be able to counter it. Okay, I think Mawile actually works better in Psychic terrain because I want somebody to find a switch into a terrain boosted Psychic Fangs for Mega Mawile. I want somebody to do that because I'm gonna be bringing that.
I think your team's alright. I like Scrafty. You have a lot of just annoying things here. Like your team is one of the teams that I'm not. I don't want to have to fight. Like no one ever was like, I get to go break Cresselia Toxapex today. Yay!
Dude, yeah, that was my initial draft plan. I wanted Cresselia, I wanted Bulu Pex, and I wanted Mega Scizor. That's why I drafted regular Scizor because I didn't know what else to draft. Because I wanted Mega Scizor.
Mega Mall is really strong. Like I said, I don't know why it's not banned. Uh, Maybe I should have taken that over DNC. That would have been fun.
Oh yeah, Mega Mawile. I didn't realize how strong it was until like I was playing a game in another league, and
It's
I think I was fighting Icerdo actually, and he had Mega Altaria with a Reflect Up, and I had no attack investment in Mawile, and I did 60% with
yeah.
Iron Head, and it killed it.
I'd have it banned if it was my league.
Yeah.
It's
So well,
ridiculous. Like I said, I think Tapu. I don't like the Tapus. I've said this before. I think the gimmick, while it can be fun, is not the best. I think Terrain was not the best introduction to Pokemon. I think it has made a lot of bad team setups that we had to fight around, like the lovely Hawlucha Coco and the beautiful Tapu Lele saying no priority, which I think is dumb because that takes away an entire level of prep. I know counterplay and counterplay, and now the defog. I'm glad defog gets rid of it now because I know I don't want to play with terrain because I'm not a fan. I don't know why you picked up Claydol. Was that really the only ground type available?
yeah, I wanted it. So it was a low tier ground type. It also gives me Rapid Spin.
I like your team more looking at it now that you've explained it a little bit. I think you should get an 80 or so, is my thought process. Just, there's nothing else off Pex and Cresselia with the Mega Mawile looming. I'd say 80, if not 85.
Okay.
So, I gotta give it 85.
I'm not gonna rate my own team.
We have the Littens. We got the Beedrill team. Sorry if I'm going a little faster. I do have stuff to take care of today, so I'm going to try to get through these last four teams kind of quick.
No problem.
We got Beedrill, Manaphy, Galarian, Weezing, Entei, Donphan, Mr. Rhyme, Thunderous, Alomomola, Virizion, and Morpeko. He changed his team. I remember his team because he was the Morpeko team. I liked his team. I don't know why he didn't give it a Morpeko though. Is it the meme pick? Because if it is, I feel it.
I don't think Morpeko is actually not a mean pick. It's actually a very annoying Pokemon to play around. I actually played against one in a league in ISL, and it's just so hard to prep against because of Aura Wheel. It's like, okay, well, it's electric type now. It's a dark type now. It's electric type, and it's really hard.
It's a move that has too much in it, and I hope that's not the future of Pokemon moves. I don't want to have to get out a manual to read what the skill does. This is the reason why I stopped playing Fire Emblem Heroes, because I didn't like to read a goddamn lecture each time I wanted to use a skill. And I hope Pokemon doesn't do that as well. That was my biggest worry when I was looking at Morpeko. It does way too much in that one move. That was a tangent on power creep in general.
Yeah. I really like Alomomola. I think it's one of the best bulky waters because it gets knockoff, toxic, regenerate. It just does so much. And a ridiculous health stat to Wish Pass.
I'm not even. We got Manaphy and Beedrill. Like, what else do you need?
Yes, that's true. Entei. I don't really like Entei.
Okay.
I think it only has one set.
I don't like Entei either.
Because it runs one set. It runs Extreme Speed, Stomping Tantrum, and then like Sacred Flyer, or was it Blue Flare? No, yeah, Sacred Fire, and then Flare Blitz, and that's pretty much it.
I've seen a slight variation, but it's always slight variations of that same set.
Yeah, it's really a one trick pony. I don't really like.
Weezing Galao is amazing. I didn't look at this thing. Like I caught it last time. I caught a Golden Experience Requiem. No one gets an ability. Return to 0. And it's still what it is. I think this is an extremely good addition to Pokemon.
Yeah, it has so neutralizing gas is good in itself, but then it also gets Misty Terrain, and then it also gets Levitate.
And Defog.
3 amazing abilities. And Defog. Oh,
yeah. Like, this Pokemon is a great addition to Pokemon. I think it's something we've needed for such a long time. I'd love to see another Pokemon with neutralizing gas, so we're not stuck with Weezing Galao. I wish Coughing got it as well, so I could draft Coughing with it, just as a Eevee-like Coughing, just for that neutralizing gas. I think it's one of the best additions 8th Gen did.
Oh, absolutely. And I know we're going off on a tangent, but this makes me excited when Regigigas comes in the game, because VGC, Regigigas, Galarian Weezing is going to be hilarious.
Mm-hmm. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So it's just going to come in and it's going to start clicking buttons. Yeah, I really like Galarian Weezing. Its typing is decent. It has a lot of weaknesses. The Psychic, the Steel, and whatnot. And the ground if you're not running Levitate. But other than that, like, you have things that cover it. Like, you have Virizion as your ground resist, Thundurus as a ground immunity, Donphan's bulky. I like this team.
I think with having Weezing Galao alone gives him such a protective bubble. Like, oh no, this person has an ability to counter this person is unaware, so I can't bring my Manaphy in, so I'm gonna wall it out with Weezing Galao, with Weezing. I like this team. I think I gave an 80 before. I think I moved to an 85, just because now I'm thinking about Weezing Galao even more and all the uses for it.
Yeah, I agree. 85 is a solid pick, or a solid score for it.
Yeah, I don't know why Weezing Galao is not a tier 1. It is too valuable for a tier 2. Alright, Ducky.
I believe he made some trade.
I don't recognize a Gyarados last time.
Yeah, he dropped Mega Venusaur for Mega Gyarados.
Ooh. I like Gyarados, but Venusaur's just bulk.
Oh, Venusaur is just so good. It gets Weather Ball, it gets Earthquake, Sludge Bomb, Giga Drain.
So I gave 55 last time, so let's see if he fixed that. We got...
I think he's going for pure power. The Mega Gyarados, the Lando T, the Metagross. I don't know what the hell Zeb Strike is doing there.
I don't like this team. I liked it more with the Venusaur.
Yeah, because he doesn't have a lot of pivots outside Sylveon. And I don't count Chestnut, because Chestnut has too many weaknesses.
I mean, he's got Lando and Mando. Zebstrika, Mandibuzz, and Lando can Volt-Ton to each other. I don't like this new team setup. I think he should have got rid of Chestnut and kept Venusaur. Ducky, what the hell, man?
Yeah, it looks like he's going for hyper offense, but like
I said, I respect the hustle with the hyper offense. This is how you do a hyper offense right here. Look at Doom's team. This is that's a team. That's a hyper offense team. This is a thing. I love Sylveon. I think Lando T is scary. But the rest of your team, I don't like. I think Miracle Gyarados can set up a D-Dance and hit something pretty hard, but it doesn't have the versatility that your team lost with Mega Venusaur. I don't really have much to say because I've talked about it before, and I was really hoping to come back and move your 55 to like maybe a 70 like I've been doing all day, but I'm going to move you down to I think a 45. I think you're the first team I'm going to put lower.
I think just because he has the ability to click buttons and take kills with most of his bonds, I'm going to give him a 6. But I think it can't really be higher than that because he doesn't have a lot of bulk to back it up outside of Mandibuzz.
I think hyper offense needs at least one pull, one thing to tether it together. And that was Mega Venusaur, and God was at a tether. But you just lost
Yeah,
that for
absolutely.
you
He
just lost
lost
that
it.
for another Unga Boonga Berserker, and I don't know.
So, all right.
Ah, it's my good friend with the bopping Beedrills. What do you think about his team? I think it's annoying,
Uh,
and I don't want to fight it.
Fuck your team, Bokipu, dude. Fuck your team, dude. Celesteela's so we need to ban Celesteela. It gets cosmic power. This thing's disgusting.
Okay, Mister Mega Mawile.
All right, but like, look at his team, dude. Celesteela, Feeny, Reuniclus,
Now,
Mega
I don't
Audino.
like his team, but I'm just saying you also have a disgusting, bulky team with you have Pex. I don't want to hear you talking shit on Celesteela when you have Pex and Mawile.
But Celesteela gets cosmic power, dude. That's not even fair. It's already impossible to break through.
I don't. I think his team is stupid good. I don't know why you guys let him have this. Uh, it's just fucking awful. I'm gonna give him an 85 because just I don't even want to talk about this team. I don't want to.
Yeah,
It's it's
85.
it's gonna sit there and you're gonna just DC. You're gonna give up. Uh, yeah. Josh Ellis.
Josh Ellis. I know he made a trade or two. He uh he traded Salamence for Corvin.
Ging.
Oh, and Aromatisse for Sceptile. Or not for Sceptile. Aromatisse for Talonflame.
Ging. I see that you got rid of your Salamence. Why? Now, I brought this up earlier with Skarmory, and Steel Flying is amazing. I love Corviknight. It's a Black Knight. Design-wise, oh my god, its stats are... I love this Pokemon. Great Pokemon. But you had Salamence. One of the most versatile Pokemon. And you let it go? Like,
I think
I know you got the fish, but you got the fish for just the pure boom, and then you got Salamence to be able to set up your Tailwinds, do your versatile things. It's such a good Pokemon.
the combination of Crocodile and Necrozma has so much versatility that losing Salamence isn't that big of a deal. I think Salamence for Corviknight was a really good trade.
Mega Aggron's new. He didn't have that last time. He had Mega Steelix. He upgraded. I remember saying, yo, boy, you got Mega Steelix. Go find yourself Mega Aggron, and he did. I'm glad to see Mega Aggron heal. Mega Aggron is going to be so much better than Mega Steelix. But that also questions me, is Aggron and Corviknight really what you want to win with? You know, fuck yeah, they're both great Pokemon. You know, I think the fish is going to be able to use those walls. Vaporeon does enough different stuff. Ribbon is going to be able to support your fish. I like this team. I'm sad to see Mence go, but I think Corviknight was the play.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna give this
Corviknight.
team a 90. I really enjoy it. The more I looked at it, you got Ditto, you got Talonflame for those Gale Wings. Mwah.
I'm gonna give this team. I'm gonna give it like an 85, mainly because I think he does have Corviknight, but I don't like Dracovish. I think people overrate it. I think Fish's Rend is really easy to play around. And then outside of Fish's Rend, it doesn't really do much else.
I
So
think he has
I'll
enough
probably give it.
walls to let it come in Fish's Rend.
That's fair. I'm gonna give it like
Alright.
an 85.
Chomp. Speaking of the Pokemon that should be banned, Charizard X.
um,
I am
did he
sad that
make?
he didn't trade his Venusaur to the guy with the Charizard and the Blastoids. I would have liked to seen that. Just for the Gen 1 starters all in one team. This team looks the same. I love the Crawdont. I love the Runerigus. You got the Sticky Webs. This team's the same, and it's still good.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I love him. Hattering's just so good with the magic bounce. Melmetal. Melmetal's a lot like Dracovish. It kind of just clicks double Iron Bash, but it's still really good doing that.
I gave him an
Charizard.
80 last time, and I'm going to keep... I think I'm going to give him an 85.
Yeah, I think actually I want to give him a 90
You're going to give him a
because
90.
think about it, he has Zeraora, Runerigus, Crawdont with immediate power, Araquanid for webs,
And those webs will let
Hattering.
that Crawdont just tear it up.
Oh yeah, it's gonna help. Crawdont is gonna help. Venusaur and Charizard. It's going to help Braviary because Braviary can now run Choice Band freely. I think I'm going to give this team a 90.
I'm gonna keep it the 85. I still like the team though. I definitely think it's one of the better ones. And I know I give a lot of teams 85s too. I think this one's on the higher end of the 85s. Uh, so yeah, and that is the Redux. Sorry we got a little rushed here, but I do have things to take care of today. So I feel a little bit bad about that. I think everybody's team except for one has gotten better after trades. Maybe two. I think I got mad at two teams. For some of their trades. But I think you guys did great. You took my and Bogey Purdue's advice, and you just did all around some great trades. Do you have any finishing words, Cozy?
Yeah, if you guys dislike my opinion, then I'll ban you guys. So,
You guys can send all
okay.
of your hate mail to me. I'll get back to you in 6 to 8 business days. If I'm playing Rainbow Six Siege, then leave me alone. Yeah, this was
But like,
fun.
yeah, I'm excited to see if some of you guys prove us wrong with our analysis.
Yeah, for sure. Don and Ducky, you two are the two I want to look at. You are the two I was the harshest on. I want to see you guys pull some dubs. Not Ducky, my phone. Sorry, Ducky.
Yeah,
My phone and Don. Let's see it. See some wins. Thank you for doing this today with me, Kelsey. I'm glad I could come back.
no problem, no
I'm
problem.
surprised you guys wanted me to come back. I didn't think you guys cared about my shitty opinions, but you know, I enjoyed doing it. I will try to get this up hopefully either tonight or tomorrow, depending on internet speed and if I'm playing Siege or not. I want that upload speed.
Okay, fair enough.
Thank you for doing this with me. It's been fun.
No problem.
And I think that's all.